Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout-out goes to Tittaduck, who was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus one's a shout-out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and it is a breezy day outside. I really can't go flying today, so I'm going to do a tabletop review. What I got for you today is the Visuo Zen K1 drone. Now, what is the Visuo Zen K1 drone? If you look at it, this thing, it's a pretty big drone, folks. And again, it is another one of these new folding drones. There's been a bunch coming out, the F11 and the X11, and they're all, you know, follow-ons and clones of the good old Mavic. Okay, you know, the Mavic has been cloned so many times since it first came out, you know. But this one is the first one from Visuo that has brushless motors. This is Visuo's venture into the brushless motor market, so that's cool too. Okay, Visuo makes some nice clones of the Mavic. They're all toy clones. Most of them are all toy clones, but they're all brushed motor. Most of them are brushed motors, but they were pretty nice. Okay, they flew very nice and produced relatively nice video for being a toy drone. Now this is their step up here. You know, Visuo has said, okay, let's try the brushless GPS drone market. Now, in addition to having brushless motors, this also does have GPS in it. That enables it to fly home and land itself where it took off from on command, on loss of signal from the transmitter, or if it runs into low battery state, it will also return to home and land itself. So that is cool in itself too. Now, in addition to being folding and having a GPS, it also has optical flow capability. If you want to fly indoors and keep the drone stable, this little camera on the belly here looks at the ground, looks directly under itself, and automatically maintains its position horizontally by looking at the ground. So, you know, it's a poor man's GPS in effect. It doesn't have return to home capability, but it will automatically maintain a steady hover indoors if you want to fly this indoors. I personally do not recommend flying a large brushless drone indoors, as it being somewhat dangerous, but some people out there love to do that, and there you go. You will have a capability of automatic hovering the drone. Now, in addition to that capability, this has they call it a 2K/4K camera. What does that mean? That means this camera here that it comes with is capable of recording video in 2K resolution. Now, 2K resolution is 2048 by 1080p. 1080 pixel, okay, at 24 frames per second. This will record video. Now, this records video both to an onboard micro SD card, which is cool in itself that this has that capability. Why is this important? Well, if you're recording, this records both to your phone using an app, but also records to this micro SD card. Now, the video that's recorded to your phone via the app, via Wi-Fi, is probably going to have a lot of frame dropping and frozen frames because Wi-Fi is not the best means of transmitting video, okay? There's always hiccups when you use Wi-Fi. This gets around that. This also enables you to fly this drone without using the app if you do wish to do so. Flying at line of sight to get video and photos with this micro SD card. So that's cool in itself. Now, this also records photos in 4K resolution. That's where the 4K comes in. And the 4K resolution is, hold on folks, I got it written down here, 4096 by 3072 pixels. Now, I've looked at those photos that this takes, and it really is not a 4K sensor on board here. I think it's just a 1080p sensor, to tell you the truth, but that's been interpolated to 2K and 4K resolution. Also, I looked at the 4K photos, and in addition to being pixelated, very fisheye in the photos, okay? So don't expect spectacular results from this drone. Again, keep in mind, this is an under $200 drone. Some of them, I've seen it go down close to the $150 range on specials, you know, flash specials. But again, it's mainly intended to be used in the under $200 class of drone. And you're not going to get a true 4K sensor in that area. I'm almost certain of that, folks. So keep that in mind. Okay, other things this thing has, it has headless mode, it has altitude hold. Headless mode lets you fly this in any orientation, and back becomes front, front becomes back, or whatever you want it to be. It'll even be able to fly sideways. Altitude hold has a barometer pressure sensor inside the drone that automatically maintains its altitude without you having to adjust for it. Other things this drone has is a very big battery, 11.1 volt, 2,500 milliamp hour battery. This is a huge battery, folks. And it is charged via a micro USB port, so you can use your phone wall charger. I strongly recommend using at least using a 2 amp wall charger. Don't use your computer's USB port to charge this, because it would take forever. Even with a 2 amp charger, it took me 4 hours to fully charge this battery from depletion. So keep that in mind, folks. You are going to want to use a wall charger with this. The battery starts up by holding this button down here, and you see the little red bars flashing. Now, if this was plugged in, those bars would have stayed lit to allow the drone to energize, but that goes in like so, and it just plugs itself in like so. It seats itself. You don't really hear a snap when this thing seats itself, so you got to check by just pulling up and see if it comes off again. But it does have 2 little buttons on the side when you want to remove this, by pushing in both those little buttons and then jiggling it a bit, and it will pop out. So keep that in mind. There we go. And that is the battery for that thing. I talked about the SD card, and I mentioned app recording. Let's talk about this app that this comes with, that you use with this. It uses the Fpv Go app, available on Google Play and iTunes. And the Wi-Fi that this uses, I have to stress, as usual, this uses 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. Not everybody has 802.11 AC Wi-Fi on their phones, especially older phones. So before you consider purchasing this, I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend, and say again, check your phone's capability to see if it has 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. If it does not, you will be very disappointed when you get this and notice that the app is not working with this drone. Okay, so you need 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. A way to check that is to just Google your phone's name along with the term 802.11 and see what comes up in the results. Look for 802.11 AC. If your phone just says 802.11 ABGN and no AC, it will not work with this drone. Those are the older versions of Wi-Fi. This uses the 5th generation of Wi-Fi, which is AC. Okay, again, let's talk about the the Fpv Go app. With the Fpv Go app, you get FPV video on your phone, and you're able to record that FPV video in either 1080p or 2K resolution. And you switch between 1080p and 4K resolution in the app by selecting, there's SD and HD. It's in the upper right corner. There's a button that says SD. If it's SD is showing, you're recording in 1080p to your phone, and if HD is recording, you're recording in 2K to your phone. And in any case, you're always recording 2K to the micro SD card. Now, why is it important to record to your phone? Well, it enables you to record to your phone, and you can easily share it using the app on social media platforms like Facebook or whatever. You know, there's social media buttons within the app that allows you to automatically share that video on those platforms. Now, other things that the app has, it has electronic stability capability, okay, that will automatically stabilize the video. I don't recommend using that, okay? When you use that, when you turn on the electronic stabilization, you will see extreme lag in your FPV video. If you don't mind, if you're flying line of sight, it's no problem, then yeah, you can use it. But if you depend on the FPV video to get you home, do not turn on electronic stabilization or you will have problems, okay? Also, the app has a 50 times digital zoom. What that means is you can zoom in to your video while in flight. If you see something that looks interesting on the ground, you can zoom in on it. Now, that's electronic zoom, so expect to see a lot of pixelization when you zoom in. It's not an optical zoom, so that's the downside of using that feature. Other things this has gesture control. You can start and stop videos by giving it a V sign. Actually, I think it's photos with a V sign, and videos by giving it a palm up sign. I don't recommend using that. It's much easier to just press the buttons on the controller. We'll go over the controller here shortly and talk about that. And in addition to gesture control, this does have circle me ability, where it can circle your position or a position on the ground. It has follow me capability, where it'll follow you on the ground if that's interesting you. You know, you want to have this follow you on your mountain bike or something. This can do it. And it also has waypoints. Now, the waypoints feature, I tried to get the Google Maps to work at it. It would not work for me. I'm really hesitant to try it tomorrow when I take this out to fly, because I do not think the waypoints feature will work. That seems to be the case in a lot of these lower-end drones, that waypoints maps do not seem to work in the U.S., particularly in the U.S. I don't know if it works in China, but it does not seem to work in the U.S. when you use that waypoint feature. Okay. Let's go over what you get in the box. You get a nice instruction manual written in English. I think, is it in good English? Yeah, it seems to be reasonably well written. It doesn't seem to be translated from Google, so that's a good point there. Other things you get a charging cable, a micro USB charging cable. Actually, most people have that to be able to charge this battery. Most people have a micro USB for their phone chargers. You get a full set of spare propeller blades. If you run into problems and you smack into a wall or something and bang up your propeller blades, you get one full set. And finally, the controller. The controller actually is relatively nice. If you open it up, this is the phone holder, so you can watch your FPV video. It does have a little LCD screen here. With telemetry information. So you, again, if you want to fly line of sight without using your phone, you have good telemetry information down here, particularly for distance and heading and altitude of the drone. You can get that along with battery power of the drone and your controller, and reception quality of the video, or of the drone. Other things on the controller, let's turn that off so I can say battery power. You have this scroll wheel on the top here. This now allows you to change the rates of the drone. This drone is predicted to be able to go 60, how fast? 60 kilometers per hour? That's 37 miles per hour. And you can select that by going to high rate here and then giving a full forward pitch. This thing is supposedly a very speedy bird. And we'll try that out too tomorrow when we go fly it. On the right here, this scroll wheel here controls the lens of the camera. You can point the camera up by going like this, and point the camera down like going like that. Now, why would you want to point the camera up or down? To avoid seeing propellers. Okay, if you see the propellers in your video, just lower this lens downward until the propellers are no longer visible, and then you can see that too. And you can also point the lens, I believe, all the way down to the ground. Let's try that out, folks. Turning on the drone and turning on the controller and binding it to the controller. You need to bind the controller by up-down movement like that, and it is bound right now. Now let's try that lens. Let's see if we can point it all the way downward using this controller scroll wheel. This makes it go up. It's going up, but let's make it go downward here so you can see it. And it's going down, going down. We'll go all the way down. Yes, so you can point it directly at the ground. Why is that cool? So you can get rocket videos going up, you know, where you point it right over your head and then give it throttle and climb to the sky. So this can do that. That's great. So, let's see. Let's turn this off for now. And turning the controller off. Finally, I want to go over all the buttons on the controller, and then we'll take it out and fly it. What we got on the controller, again, is the scroll wheels. We went over that. This button here is for starting videos and stopping videos. This button here is for taking photos. This button here is your power button. Again, you push it in and it turns it on. Hold it down and it'll turn it off. This button here is for entering headless mode by pressing that button quickly. Or if you hold it down and you want to fly indoors without the GPS, if you hold this in like for 3 seconds, that turns off the GPS but turns on the optical flow. So you can fly indoors using the optical flow sensor. This button here is for return to home and landing using the GPS. Again, power button. And finally, headless mode button by pressing this button here. This is your throttle. This is your yaw. This is your pitch. And this is your roll. So that's the Visuo Zen K1, what you get in the box and what it does. Let's take it out in the field and fly it. Hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101. We are out at one of my favorite flying fields again today out here in the desert. The reason I like to fly this one out here in the desert is I can fly those long ranges with this because there's nothing out there. Okay, we're going to see if this actually can go 500 meters as advertised. See if it actually reaches that distance. Now, notice I got a different phone today, folks. This is my Uli phone, my brand new Uli phone Armor 6. Why am I using it? Well, this drone again has image stabilization, but it's image stabilization that is recorded to your phone, and all the computation is done via your phone for the electronic image stabilization. Now, my old Lee Echo X520 LETV phone just didn't have the oomph or power to do that, and I would get extreme lag, and I'm going to talk about that as we're flying here. But this phone, I tried it, and it actually does work rather well, the image stabilization, using this phone, because this phone has the power. It has the power. Okay, let's start this up and show you how to get it started and get it in the air. First off, put it on your pad that you're going to fly and press its on-off button and hold it down until you hear the ESCs chirping. Again, let's try it again. Okay, letting go. I heard the ESCs. And then turning on the controller and binding it to the drone with an up and down on the throttle switch. And we know we're bound because we see the receiver battery power along with the transmitter battery power. And right now I have 0 satellites. Now the first thing we need to do before flying is the compass calibration. And to do that, you activate compass calibration by pressing this button here. And then you take the drone, make sure the lights are flashing rapidly, and they are. I don't know if you can see that blue light flashing. But we do 3 horizontal turns until we hear a beep. 1, 2, oh, we heard it on the second turn. Didn't need 3. So you go nose down and do another 3 turns till you hear a beep. There. And compass calibration is completed. You need to do that before each and every flight. Now open up your props too. Although they're centrifugally opened, I recommend opening them up beforehand. Okay, now let me connect to the Wi-Fi and we'll get into the air. Hold on, folks. Okay, this is the Fpv Go app available on Google Play and iTunes. Now before we enter into it, let me hit settings. And notice on the bottom, the last 2 on the bottom called stabilization, it should be stabilization, and 4K correction. Now if you have an older phone like I did, keep these 2 off. But if you know your phone has a lot of processor power, you can turn them on and they will improve the video that's recorded to the phone. Not the video that's recorded to the SD card, but they will improve the video and the photos that are recorded to the phone. Okay, if you notice a lot of lag with these on using your phone, obviously then your phone does not have enough processing power. When I'm talking about lag, I'm talking about slow motion video showing up, delayed video of like a minute in time. That means your phone just does not have the processing power. So just turn those 2 off and it shouldn't be a problem after that. Okay, let's go into start flight. You click start flight. And right now, and hit next, and hit submit, be more than 3 distance. Now the first thing I want to do is raise up the gimbal. Gimbal is raised, and we should be good to go there. Okay, and right now I have 11 satellites, so we have sufficient satellites to take off. I'm going to hit the record button, start the recording right now. Recording is started, and then starting the motors by down and out. And then giving it throttle to take to the air. Okay, so let's check the stability. It's holding its position very well indeed. So let me get into the picture and say, how do you like my shirt today, folks? Okay, we're going to send this out. I'm going to try to show some comparison between stabilized video and unstabilized video as we're going outbound. Let me put my glasses on too so I can see this drone. If we run out of Fpv range, I'm going to try to continue on flying line of sight and see if we can get that 500 meters. But going up higher and heading outbound. Heading full out bond. So let's see here. Right now I notice, there we go. I got the FPV back again. But I noticed I lost FPV there for a second. Keep in mind the video that's recorded to this. Wait a minute, I'm seeing a little bit. I'm seeing some instability there. Let me bring this back, folks. I want to do a redo its compass calibration because I saw a little bit of toilet bowling there. So we'll bring it back. We'll just do it, redo the compass calibration real quick. Plop it anywhere, right there. And again, to do the compass calibration, here, let me stop the video too. Video stop. But I saw a little bit of toilet bowling out there, so pressing the compass calibration button again. Checking for the flashing. We've got rapid flashing. Let's do this one more time over here. Okay, I heard a beep. And vertical. Till we hear that beep again. There we go. So if you notice it doing this, folks, land and redo the compass calibration. That's true for all GPS drones, okay? Very important to do that. Note for that. Okay, starting the motors, or starting the video again. Video is recording again. Starting the motors again. Taken to the air again. Going up higher. And going out bond. And let me turn toward the mountains. And I'm going to try to keep it above Owens Peak, heading straight to Owens Peak. That way I can find it if it goes down, and just to make a beeline to where Owens Peak. And heading outbound. Okay, let me stop it at there. Check out what our range is. Range right now is 100 meters, 110 meters. And I still have some FPV. So, and it's doing that again, but I'm going to go outbound. I'm going to ignore it. A little bit of toilet bowling there. Heading outbound some more. And heading up higher. Okay, we are at a distance of 200 meters right now, still heading outbound. Going up a bit higher. I want to stay above the mountains in the distance there so I can keep an eye on this thing. 250 meters. Do we still got FPV? I'm stopping right there for a second. And I guess we lost FPV. Okay. I'm guessing we lost. Here I can see right now where we lost it because it shows the data on my screen here. But the distance, I can't see my poor little old eyes here. We seem to have lost it at about 114 meters if I'm correct. So the FPV range, don't expect great FPV range, but again, it's supposed to have control range of close to 500 meters. So I'm going up a bit higher. Keep in mind that even though we lost FPV, we still have video recording. At 330 meters, I can still see the dot in the sky. Going up higher. Trying to stay above the mountains so I can see it against the... Okay, right there. I guess we're reaching our range limit there at about 350 meters. I'll see if I can go a little further. Going up a bit higher. There are a few beeps there, which is telling me we were reaching close to the engine range. 400 meters. Let's see if we can make it to 500. I still see the little dot. It's getting hard to see, though. Real hard to see. I still see it. Going up a little higher, too, just keep above the mountains. Right now, I've lost, 440 meters. 450. 459 meters. And I lost telemetry. And that means it's lost signal. Let's hit return to home. Return to home activated. I can still see the dot off in the sky there, but we're going to let it hover there and see when it starts to come home. Okay, it's coming home now. So at about 460 meters, I lost signal. And on its way back, I notice it is wobbling a bit, which means I really need to do the compass calibration. Again, I'm going to move to a different spot, folks. I think there's something in the ground underneath where I'm at, because I flew this yesterday as a test flight with my Lee Echo phone, and there was no issues at all with compass calibration. There's probably a buried car or something underneath me here that I don't realize. Okay, it's flying straight now. It's flying straight now, so maybe no, I don't need to do that. Okay, we are 161 meters coming back. I want to see how accurate this return to home is. I'm going to step away from the landing pad. I don't know if you can see it up there, folks, but here it comes all on its own, doing its return to home. Yeah, yesterday I flew this, and I did get over 500 meters. I went out to about 510 meters. Maybe the battery power of my in my transmitter is getting a little weak today. And I did get about 200 meters yesterday, Fpv range. Today, not so much. So, but again, if you're going to fly these drones and you want to fly long distance, I strongly recommend that you learn how to maintain orientation, line of sight orientation, just by movement of the drone alone. I got a video on that for those interested. Right now it's just hovering there just like yesterday. It does a real slow approach to going over its landing pad before it actually does the descent. Okay, right now on my telemetry screen on my LCD screen, we're 1 meter away from being overhead. We're waiting for that last bit there. It won't start the descent until it's exactly over the landing pad, and I think that's kind of unfortunate. They should, not be so conservative in this return to home, because it could take a lot of battery power to do a return to home. And there, we're at 0 right now. Now it's turning, and it's going to start its descent here shortly, and there we go, descending. And we'll see how accurate the return to home is. But yeah, it does a real slow approach once it gets close to the pad where it took off from. And our distance is somewhat off. I'd say about a meter and a half. Yesterday was a meter and a half also. So, not too bad, not too great though. So again, let me stop the video. Video's recording, video's stopped. And what I'm going to do, folks, I am going to redo the compass calibration again, except this time, let me move to a different spot. Different area. Let's go over here, just in case there is a buried car underneath the ground there. Okay, compass calibration, activate it. And then turning until we hear the beep. And then again, turning until we hear a beep. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, yesterday I didn't have this issue. Okay, next thing I want to try is headless mode, photos. Hold on, I got a whole list of things. I wrote them down what I want to try. Okay, but starting the video camera again. Starting the motors again. Oh, wait a minute. Stopping the video, because right now I notice we do not have FPV back again. So I am probably going to need to reset the Wi-Fi. So hold on, folks. Reset the app and double check that the Wi-Fi is indeed recording, or is indeed connected. So hold on, folks. Okay, I've reconnected the app, or all I needed to do is restart the app actually. But let's hit start flight, hitting next, submit, and our video view looks fine. So we're good to go there. Starting the video recording. Video is recording. Starting the motors, down and out. We got 13 satellites, so we should be good to go. Taken to the air. And for this flight, I'm going to lower the gimbal all the way down. All the way down. There I am. You ready, folks? Let's do a rocket. Up and away. I like doing these. Those are fun. Okay, and then raising the gimbal back up again. And next thing I want to do is come down again. I'm going to raise it just so that we just see a little bit of horizon. I'm worried about catching props in the view. If you see props in the view, folks, that means your gimbal is up too high. So I'm descending now, lowering the throttle. We're going to do a spiral descent because the next thing I want to do is another up and away, except a crane shot up and away using headless mode. I like to descend using a spiral because that lessens the chance of getting vortex ring state, but that's not a big issue these days. Most drones today are designed to avoid vortex ring state. Back in the days, folks, though, there's big heavy drones, the huge ones, they were really susceptible to that, and they would come down real slow. Okay, we are back on the ground. I didn't need to come back on the ground, but I'm starting the video camera again. Starting the motors again. Here, stopping the motors again because I need to set a headless mode direction, and I want it to be pointed that way for this next shot. Next video shot. Starting the drone, going to the air, turning the drone toward me, syncing up the camera. Oh, we got to go up higher to do that. Okay, I'm seeing lag now. So hold on, folks, we are going to land this even with my new phone. Even with my new phone, we're still seeing lag. So when you see it like that, again, I'm going to have to turn off. There, I'm just syncing up the drone right now. I'm going to have to turn off that stabilization, folks, because even with this phone, it is creating huge lag. It still hasn't landed in the video. So, yeah. Even if you got a newer phone, you're still probably going to see lag. Now, this is a cost-saving measure that they've implemented, with the idea being that if use people's phones to do this advanced video editing or image stabilization, or they've also used it for Follow Me. Instead of putting a processor on board, they're trying to save money. Okay, but all that does, folks, is creates aggravation. Now, I would wish they would spend a little bit more money and put the processor on board. But let's come out of this. Okay, I've restarted the app, and this time, oh, actually, let me back out of this. We got to hit next to do this, though. Submit. Let me back out and go into settings, and now I'm turning these off, okay, because it was even working with this phone, it was causing a huge amount of lag. So keep that in mind, folks. If it becomes an issue, turn off the stabilization. Okay, hitting starting flight again, hitting next, hitting submit, looking at our view. Our view does look fine, so I'm going to start the motors. I'm going to give it throttle. And I'm going to turn it toward me. Going up a bit higher. Start the recording. Syncing up the camera. Okay, and hitting headless mode this time. Headless mode's activated. Pushing forward. Okay, and doing an up and away. Let's bring it back in again. I want to do this just right. I want to lower the camera. I want to lower the camera down. Let's try that up and away again. Ready, set. Turn it this way. Ready, set, and away, up and away we go. That's it, up and away. Okay, turning off headless mode. That's about all these are good for, headless mode in my opinion, folks. I like doing crane shots with it, but that's about it. Okay, coming back down again. What next do we need to do is plop it there. We're going to try, I want to show you the photos this takes. Okay, and we're back, and I'm seeing extreme lag again. It's still doing stabilization, so the stabilization did not stop. I am going, actually it's pointed at the ground. No, it's not doing stabilization, it's pointed at the ground. I want to do that up and away one more time. I had that camera pointed far, far too low. Far too low. It was pointed at the ground. So starting the video, okay, starting that, which is headless mode, starting the recording again, and up and away. That is a crane shot. Without a crane. Okay. And then turning off headless mode and coming back down again. See if I can do that in reverse. Coming toward us, reducing throttle. And raising the camera up too. Bring it closer. Okay, camera's up. Let me stop that video recording because the next thing I want to do is show you the photos. Let me get closer. You got to get real close too for good photos because this thing's got a real wide angle lens. But how you like my shirt? I took a photo there. I'm gonna give it you have to give it a few seconds for that photo to upload too. So take another shot. And that photo's uploaded. And one more shot. Okay, that is that. Now, the next thing I need to do is, oh yes, right, we got to do circle me, follow me. We haven't done those yet. So, getting back in the picture, first thing I want to do is follow me. Let me go over here a bit. Selecting follow me. First thing I'm going to try is follow me by non-fixed mode, no trajectory flight. So let's try that one. Oh, that's not follow me. Coming out of that. There we go, that's follow me. Follow me is activated. And what it does, folks, I found this out yesterday, it goes out to about 10 meters from your position. Actually, about 8 meters, I'm guessing. And then sets itself there, and then it follows you. So let's try it. Following over the bushes. Let's see if it comes with me. It should start coming with me here, about 10 meters away. Go have it fall right over those bushes to make sure I don't fall over myself. Syncing it up one more time. So that's follow me. The follow me on this does work. Okay, am I showing up in the video? Yeah. Still following. And it does a DJI type of follow me where it's like being pulled on a string, like you're pulling it on a string. But what about if we go toward it? When does it notice that I'm walking toward it? And starts pushing away. Right now. So that is the follow me. A lot of people are interested in follow me. I don't know how you'd use this if you had a motorcycle or a bicycle. I guess you put the phone in your pocket. It would be the idea. And put the controller in your other pocket. But let's try the circle me now. Let's come out of follow me. Circle position. And submit. And there should be a... There it is. Now I'm going to select right circle me. And then hit submit. And it goes up. And then where the position it was flying over, then it's going outbound a bit. I don't know if it's going to turn around again. Let's give it time to do something. Let me hit record too while we're doing this. Okay, it's not doing anything, so I'm assuming. Okay, I'm trying to give it some inputs with the sticks, pitch roll sticks, no input. Yaw, no input. Throttle is giving it input, but it's not doing anything. Oh wait, it's turning around. And then it does the follow me. So its follow me is rather slow, or circle position is rather slow. Let me lower the gimbal so you can see me because it's pointed up way too high. I should be showing up now. Yeah, there I am. But it's the activation of circle position is very slow. You got to be real patient with it because it takes its time. It goes up to about an altitude of about, well, how high are we? 5 meters. Then it goes out to a distance of about, about 5 to 10 meters there, and then starts its rotation. Now, can I speed up that rotation if I move the stick to the left? Why, yes, you can. Okay. move the stick in the direction that it's rotating, and you can speed up that rotation. How about, can I make the diameter bigger by pushing forward on the stick? Yes, I can. So you can increase the speed of this rotation and the diameter of this rotation. Let me raise it up since we're out there. Raise it up higher. There I am. I was showing the ground. And you can increase the speed, increase the rotation rate, and the diameter of the circle. How far can we go? Let's go even further. Pushing out farther, farther, farther. How big of a circle can we get? Okay, it stopped itself right about there. So I'd say that's about 20 meters away. So you can get a circle of about 20 meters maximum with this to do circle position. And can I bring it back in again? Pulling the stick back in to narrow that. And also I'm going to lower the altitude a bit too. So right there. Circle position. Okay, let's come out of that. Pressing circle position one more time. That should stop it. Okay, the next one is waypoints. Now, waypoints is an issue. Let me press the waypoints and I'll show you the issue. If you look, we don't have any Google Maps. We don't have any means to set the position of the view to the location of the drone. I have no idea where in the world this map is located right now, this screen. And when you press a waypoint down, try to select a waypoint, it doesn't seem to select. So waypoints do not seem to work with this particular app. Okay, that's been an issue with a lot of drones. I don't know why they, these toy drones. That's just something that's never been corrected with most of them. Okay, one other thing I haven't shown you is the zoom capability on this drone. Let's bring this over again. Let's go up higher. And I want to point it toward, let's point it toward Owens Peak off in the distance there. Let's go up higher. And let's raise the gimbal too. Gimbal coming up. Now, all you need to do to zoom, here, let me point it to the left a bit. Get Owens Peak in this view, is find Owens Peak on the screen and pinch or unpinch, and then you can slide it over, zoom in some more, and slide it. So this is not optical zoom, folks. This is electronic zoom, digital zoom, if you will. If you notice, as we get in closer, we see a lot more jitter and also a lot of pixelation. Okay, digital zoom is not the best thing in the world, folks. Okay, so don't depend on digital zoom. It's a nice, funky little feature, but it's more a gee whiz thing. It's not really very good, in other words, to utilize. Okay, let's bring this down again. Next thing I want to try is we're going to turn off the GPS, because the next thing I want to demonstrate is this thing supposedly can go 60 kilometers per hour. That's about 37 miles per hour. That's pretty fast. I want to try that. So we're going to plop it there, and we are going to turn off let me lower the camera too. That gimbal is way too high. Well, I guess that gimbal would be okay. Keep in mind we're going to be seeing plops here, but we're going to be flying high speed. So yeah, I want that gimbal all the way up. In other words, I'm going to point it off in this direction here, and we're going to turn off the GPS by holding this upper left button down for 3 seconds. And I'm not hearing anything, so that supposedly turns it off, but I didn't hear a beep. Okay, let's see how fast this can go. We're going to increase the rates by moving this upper left scroll wheel to the right, clockwise. Okay, so that's high rate. Let's see how fast this can go.
What was that? Okay, I guess we're getting low on battery power. That's our battery power. With that in mind, it appears to have a geofence that kicks in at about, what is the distance? About 20-meter geofence. See, yeah, I can't go any farther than 20 meters right now. So we're going to have to fly within 20 meters for the remainder of the flight. And we're just going to keep on flying until its battery goes out. There's a geofence over there, coming back. So although you can fly this for, it says 30 minutes, keep in mind once it reaches this battery power, which is 1 bar, that it'll enter in geofence mode. Okay, so that's its max speed. I don't know, about 60 kilometers per hour. It's fast, but I don't think so. Coming around. Okay, one last thing. What can we do that we haven't done? I think we've demonstrated most of the features this has. All in all, it's a good drone. I wish the image stabilization worked as well. We'll find out in post-production here how well that worked. But I did see some lag, even with my newer phone, producing some lag on this. So that's one thing I really wish that they would implement, is putting the processor on board these. I know it's going to raise the price of the drone, but it would make it much more attractive to people if they did that. So we're going to fly, let's fly it at the edge of its range and then see what it does when the battery goes out. So we're going to fly it till end of battery. Is it going to drop from the sky, or is it going to return to home? This is, again, the edge of its geofence here. This is 20 meters away from its takeoff point. Now if I go off to the left here and turn around and try to exceed that, watch what happens, folks. There, it hits the geofence and it can't fly any further. So again, at low battery, it brings it in to within 20 meters, and now it apparently lands itself within that 20-meter circle. It doesn't do, I'm assuming it'll do a return to home to bring the drone within 20 meters, and then if you keep on flying wherever it's at, it will land itself. And stopping the video. Okay, so that's what it does on low battery. That's its flight time. I don't know if we got 30 minutes. We'll find out here in post-production. But the first thing I need to do is stop the Fpv Zen video recording before I forget that I did that. Hold on. And I'm going to turn off the drone by holding down its power button for 3 seconds until that light goes out, and turning off the controller. So that is the flight of the Zen K1. That's what it can do, folks. Oh no, you know, I went out to about close to 500 meters. Its predicted range of 500 meters is true, but you have to use the controller to do such. It's line of sight flying. The Fpv video range I got yesterday was about 200 meters. Today I got it significantly less with his new phone. I got a little over 100 meters. My Echo, I was able to get out to 200 meters yesterday. Relatively good flyer, relatively easy flyer. I had a little bit of issue there with compass calibration, and I corrected that by moving to a different spot. Remember that, folks. If you can't get a good compass calibration, move to a different area. There might be something buried underneath, like a pipe or something interfering with the geomagnetic calibration there. So I hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.
Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.